Welcome back to GDT Tech Reviews. In this video we are going to do a detailed review and pick the top 5 best laptops for students 2022. So let us get started and the review based on our studies and small research. If you have any personal suggestion, do let us know in the comment section. If you are for the first time, don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell icon for more videos. We will be also providing affiliates link to purchase from Amazon. Kindly use to for best offers and purchase from anywhere in the world. So let's get started. The display looks massive, mostly due to the slim bezels on 3 of its sides. The ones on the left and right are just 5.7 mm thick, while the one on the top is a little thicker so it can accommodate the webcam. The bottom bezel is much wider, but you don't see most of it since the clever hinge mechanism hides the bottom portion of the lid, behind the laptop's body. This also lifts the bottom of the laptop up by 2 degrees, which offers a better ergonomic typing position. The 14-inch display on the Asus VivoBook 14 has a full HD resolution and a 16:9 aspect ratio. The panel doesn't have the best viewing angles, and colors look a little muted due to the narrow 45% coverage of the NTSC color spectrum. It's a 60-foot panel and you get a matte, anti-glare coating, which is helpful when working under a lot of artificial lighting. The keyboard area is a single piece of plastic and there is no reflection of the keyboard even with vigorous tapping. The IdeaPad 3 comes with a compact 14-inch display running at a resolution of 1920 by 1080 pixels, and it's a reasonably bright and crisp screen. The bezels around the display are thicker than you'll find on the very best laptops out there, and the viewing angles and maximum brightness aren't particularly top-notch, but this is a laptop that you need to judge in relation to its price, and for the money it costs we were very satisfied. Was fitted with 4 GB of RAM and 128 GB of SSD internal storage. You wouldn't really want to try and run Windows 10 on anything less, but again you can get by with this sort of spec. We tried some web browsing, some emailing, and some media playing on the Lenovo IdeaPad 3, and everything moved along at a fair clip. If you really try and overload the laptop with a lot of browser tabs or a lot of open applications, you might run into problems. However, it is worth noting that the Lenovo IdeaPad 3 stayed nice and quiet during our time with it, with the fans only spinning up occasionally when the laptop was put under pressure. Note that the computer comes with the restricted Windows 10 mode enabled. You can switch to Windows 10 proper for free in about a minute. The Acer Aspire 5 feels like a refuge from circa 2015. The slightly dated design is notable chiefly for big, fat bezels top and bottom of the 14-inch display. That said, slim side bezels at least ensure fairly compact overall proportions. At 1.7 kilograms and 17 millimeters thick, portability is decent and is aided by the compact 45 watts power supply. If you want something more stylish, head to our Asus VivoBook 15 versus Acer Aspire 5 comparison. The Asus is a slicker looking laptop for a similar price, but there are compromises elsewhere. It's worth noting the power supply uses an old school barrel connector. The Aspire 5 does have USB Type-C connectivity, but only for data. You can't charge it via USB-C, more's the pity. Still, one fringe benefit of the relative bezel bulge is plenty of space up top for proper webcam location. Your zoom accomplices won't have to suffer the up-nose angle that blights some slim bezel laptops, at least. Another design throwback is the somewhat stingy plastic trackpad. The HP Pavilion X360 Convertible 14, DW0097NR, is a competent convertible laptop for handling the day-to-day workload of a work-from-home or distance learning experience. It also offers some unique features, including a rare cellular option and a full-sized SD card slot. The USB-C and HDMI ports allow for 2 additional displays, including 4K support. While these attributes work in the Pavilion X360's favor, its middling performance and underwhelming battery life make other laptops we've tested in its price range seem like a better deal. HP's Pavilion X360 14 emerges from its box a bit on the heavy side, though that'd only be an issue if you actually traveled with it. Our review unit boasts the rather generic natural silver exterior. A narrow band of silver runs around the edge of the dark ash silver keyboard deck. Because the Pavilion is a 360-degree convertible, it flips smoothly from clamshell back into tent mode, supporting its own weight. During a year when we've been stuck inside most of the time, I've grown to appreciate laptops that can serve as portable entertainment centers during off hours. Above the keyboard lies an unobtrusive grille from which the Pavilion X36014 vents its warm air. The laptop puts out a steady whoosh of fan noise, even occasionally during routine tasks such as typing this review. It's both soft and fairly constant enough, however, to fade into the background as white noise. HP's display is passable, a common quality level among lower-priced laptops. Its backlight has a top brightness of about 250 nits, the bare minimum for what we consider to be sufficient for indoor work. My downstairs office gets minimal outside light, and I found the display to be just slightly on the dim side. Color fidelity seemed adequate, however, with sufficient viewing angles from either side. Just don't expect to use it outdoors. At this price point, a laptop's aesthetics should be a bonus, not part and parcel of the experience. The Asus TUF gaming lineup of laptops have always included good mid-range components for gaming on the go, and this year's model improves on the formula with even more powerful graphics components. The TUF Gaming F15 laptop refresh of 2021 now comes with the latest 11th Gen Intel Core CPUs, armed with an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 that should be more than enough to power its 1080p screen with a high refresh rate. The new laptop also gets an update to its design and chassis, all of which helps in distinguishing itself from gaming laptops of the past. The TUF F15 shakes up its design with a new style that leaves behind the more gamer-centric aesthetics that plagued the entire gaming laptop landscape in the past few years. The laptop is well balanced, with its keyboard being comfortable to type on. It's nothing that compares to that in my MacBook Air, but I was happy enough to write more than half of this review on it as far as gaming laptops go. The trackpad is also quite serviceable, although the lack of capacitive touch did throw me in for a loop, as it instead uses two physical buttons at the bottom. As such, dragging and dropping items using just the touchpad didn't work half of the time. The laptop's 1080p display is well suited to the internals powering it, with our panel's 144Hz refresh rate compensating for the lack of color depth. The display is also a tad bit too smooth looking to my eyes, with colors looking flat, especially when watching movies. It also never got bright enough for comfortable use, even with the wall adapter plugged in, which does help a little bit. That's where the I/O ports can come in handy, with HDMI and even Thunderbolt 4.0 to expand your screen estate. Our Asus TUF F15 came with an 8-core/16-thread Intel Core i9-11900H, 16GB of RAM and an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060, all of which are powerful enough for the 144Hz 1080p display. For testing performance, we chose a variety of game titles such as Horizon Zero Dawn, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Watch Dogs Legion, Cyberpunk 2077 and Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Here's how the hardware fared against them at 1080p.